morning, CPXers. Today I'm here with Mike Zacharski, VP of Publisher Sales at CPX Interactive.
How are you?
Just like to ask you a couple questions.
Sure.
Start, how long have you been at CPX?
I think it's been almost 3.5 years.
And do you like it here so far?
I love it.
Tell us a little bit about your day-to-day, what your job consists of on a regular basis.
Sure. I mean, fundamentally, my job is to find new publishers for the network, find new sources of inventory where we can run our advertising campaigns, and effectively help us grow the network, diversify which publishers we work with, try to identify key areas that are growing online, and just make sure that the clients that we're bringing on board and the clients that we already have are getting the best service possible from our publishing teams.
And how many people do you currently have working on you today?
About 7 globally, possibly 8 globally.
Excellent. What countries do you have people working for?
Well, right now we have New York, we have Italy, and we have Spain. And we're looking to add an additional person on the West Coast very shortly.
Do you enjoy having different people in different countries and different people in other places, or you find that rather difficult?
Well, honestly, in the beginning it was interesting because you really have to understand that although it's the same job, culturally things are sometimes different. So you have to understand why they're different, how they're different, not only the person that you're dealing with, but also the publishers that we have in those countries. So what we did, we just opened up the communication between our New York teams and our international teams to a point where everyone talks together. And that kind of openness really brought the team together and really helped everybody understand how those different pieces interact, what's similar, what's different, and has really fostered a good sense of teamwork, as well as a good sense of synergy here internally because ideas are expressed openly and therefore we grow.
Excellent. Thank you. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the different offerings we have for publishers and how well they do with the publishers and what publishers like about what we offer?
Sure. So, our network business is broken down into 3 ad networks. We have our traditional business, which is in the remnant space. Includes a lot of social media, a lot of publishers have a large volume of traffic. And these are, the most infamous names online today. On top of that, we have a content network. And a lot of the same sites that are in the remnant network are also in the content network, meaning that we're filling the remnant traffic on those pubs, as well as we're buying traffic in some sense, or buying inventory that is considered more premium or higher level, meaning that the user sees the ad sooner, oftentimes it's the first ad on a website, oftentimes it's a strategic placement depending upon what our advertisers are looking for. And then on top of that, we have a premium network, which is really there for publishers who like expandable ads, who like to monetize their site with sponsorships, who like video, who embrace any sort of Web 2.0 type of applications in which we can service ads. The reality is that between those 3 options, a publisher can find a very good way to monetize with us, and depending upon what their strategy is, we're able to discuss with them how we can use those 3 different pools of advertisers and those 3 different tools to find the best fit and the best monetization strategy for that individual publisher.
And how do you think that compares to what other networks are providing for publishers today?
Well, I think there's a lot of similarity and there's also a lot of difference. I think we're similar because obviously we're an ad network, so we have a lot of the same offers other ad networks do. We're different in the sense that we optimize differently, we have better creative for a lot of campaigns, and we always test. We don't assume that once we found something that is good for a publisher that the job is finished. We're constantly reevaluating our process, constantly communicating with our clients, learning, well, this is successful, how can we be more successful? Or what else can we do? Why don't we talk about things we could do longer term as opposed to shorter term? And the 3 networks offer us a lot of diversity also. Whether you're a small publisher or a large publisher, there's some way that we can work with you. And depending upon what your comfort is and how your sales teams are set up, we can offer you the type of offering that makes the most sense for you as a publisher. As opposed to steering you in one direction, we give you a few different options.